for the love of sandwiches in our melting pot here in Sweet T&T. We went from Mexican, Latin American flavors in the sandwich, tacos. Then we did our traditional bacon shark, bacon shrimp. Now, thanks to the folks at Lee Kum Kee, we are exploring Asian flavors here on the melting pot at Home Sweet Home with Cup of Joe. And I have one of my Asian brothers dropping by. I knew him as a master mixologist back in the day. His name is Lee Loy. Today, because of the changes that COVID has brought upon us, Chad has tapped into his cooking skills and is now known as DuckSause. Well, again, his hat. Chad, I need a hat. I need a hat.
Well, I'll try and get you one as soon as things get a little better.
I like the logo.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. I have a couple. I could get you a shirt too soon as things happen.
Full kit out?
What size are you?
Large. Yeah. So DuckSause, Chad Lee Loy is here and he's going to be exploring some Asian flavors and doing what type of sandwich, Chad?
Today we're doing an Asian steamed pork belly sandwich. It's something I've done once or twice with my menus, and it's something it always goes on really good.
And the Asian flavors from the range from Lee Kum Kee goes well with, I think, pork belly as well.
Of course, brother. Yeah. Of course. So first and foremost, pork belly.
Right.
I've already marinated this overnight. I've scored the skin already down to the fat layer, not to the meat. You only want to go down to the fat layer when you're doing something like this.
Right.
So while the wok is heating up, we're not using oil. We're actually using rendered pork fat or lard. I do not waste anything.
And that's serious flavor there that you're starting.
A real Chinese thing too, eh?
Was it Chinese thing?
We don't waste nothing.
We don't waste.
Don't waste nothing. A dollar saved is a dollar earned. So we use this here now, straight into the hot wok. What we're trying to do here is start the cooking and rendering process. So what we're going to do is take the pork, skin side down, and place it into the skillet. It's going to take a minute on either side. So what we're going to do is 1 minute skin side down, 1 minute meat side down, and then flip it again. In the meantime, because we're going to add hot water to this to cook it and boil it through before the steaming, we're using my special blend of spices that are going to toast any pork fat itself as well. We have Chinese black cardamom, star anise, clove, fennel seeds, Szechuan peppercorns, and black peppercorns. Add our spices. And what you want to do is you want to toast the spices itself to get the oils and the flavors to come out of it. All right. So we just want to start to get the meat going on the bottom here.
And you're trying to render that fat from the pork as well.
So now we've turned the back skin side down. Now we're going to add water to it. Be careful, because this was hot boiling water. The reason it's skin side down right now is so that the fat will render out faster. The direct heat will pull out the oil from the fat. Fresh lemongrass from my garden. All I've done was taken off the hard barky exterior. You don't want much. You really don't want much of this because it can overpower.
Yeah.
We're using 4 cloves of garlic to half the amount of fresh ginger. And we just throw it in.
Just whole?
Just whole.
Just whole.
We're going to add a little bit of brown sugar, sweetness to it. Not too much. We have some Lee Kum Kee soy sauce here. I would say 4 ounces. We're going to use half. So we're going to do, in the meantime, we are going to make the pickle slow.
So you're just going to leave that guy there alone?
Yes, he's going to take it 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes.
Just kind of soak it in that bath and that soy sauce, sugary, salty.
It's sweet. It's salty. So what we're doing, a nice fresh slow. What we're using, Chinese black vinegar and lemon. So what I have here is carrots, morai, otherwise known as daikon radish, and red onion. So straight into the bowl. The oil just very finely julienne.
You julienne that?
Yes, I could use a knife and a shaker.
Yeah,
You know.
skill with that julienne. My julienne don't come out so clean.
Practice and lots of cuts on your finger.
Yeah. I always have a cut on my finger.
So we're gonna add a little bit of sesame seeds.
Sesame seeds, yeah. Very Asian, I think.
Yep.
Sesame seeds, yeah.
So now I want to marinate. It has to go into. But I forgot to put the chive.
In?
The chives are going in here.
No, put it.
I know, I forgot.
Yeah.
So we're going to use Chinese black vinegar. This is about 2 ounces.
If I don't have Chinese black vinegar,
You can use rice wine vinegar.
rice wine vinegar.
Chinese black vinegar is rice wine vinegar. Just a little extra. It has a slightly different flavor, a little deeper
Yeah,
flavor.
Nice.
The end of our soy sauce here. Go straight in. Now, got some nice lemons in the market, Maya lemons. These are actually very juicy, but I don't want to use a whole lemon.
Right.
So I'm going to squeeze out half of the lemon itself. We want a little bit of citrus, but you don't want to take away from the vinegar. Now we're taking a little bit of extra sesame flavor, the sesame oil. Now you get, this is the thing, sesame oil and toasted sesame seeds. You get initial hit when you bite into the seeds, and this gives you the nice trail-off flavor and gives it a nice nutty flavor. I use this in place when I'm using different other recipes outside of Asian. In place of nuts,
Right.
we use a little bit of brown sugar just to balance it off. And my secret recipe, make this myself. This is my own personal chili oil. 21 different spices, plus 2 different types of chili. Sorry, 3 different types in this batch. But we don't want it too spicy. Half an ounce. And then of course I can't get away from being a mixologist.
So you're mixing, I was watching the shaker, so you're mixing that almost like for the slow. That's
Yes,
the
this is the
dressing
marinade, the dressing.
for the slow. And
It beats having to go and whip it up in a bowl.
right.
It's faster.
Yeah, and Chad, as I told you, is a mixologist by trade before he started doing all these wonderful recipes.
All we do,
Right.
we pour it over. And the good thing about these strainers, it already strains out all the seeds from the lemon. Take your hand, take your tongs, and we just mix everything up. Ideally, what I will do with this is I would do this a couple hours before serving. Let it cool me a little bit.
Yes.
But it's actually very good just like this. And you can
Nice.
always reuse the marinade afterwards.
Right.
So what we're gonna do now is just look our pork here.
So how is he going?
Oh, he's going good. So as you can see, even on top here, you're gonna see a lot more of the oil. That's not just the lard itself. Pork is about done. The process we need to for this, we have to shock it.
Shock him in some way.
Shock it in ice water. And we have already done one, have one shocked already. He spent a little bit too long in the ice bath earlier, so he lost a little bit cut. But all the flavor is there.
Nice.
So now we're gonna slice him up before we put him inside the bowl to steam.
Right.
Wait, before we actually cut into this nice beautiful piece of pork,
Nice.
take some of this braising liquid here and put him into the steamer. Because this is gonna give the pork a lot of flavor, aromatics wise, and it's already hot.
Right.
We just wanna have just enough that when we put him to steam, it's not actually touching the base of the steamer. Steaming rack goes in, fire back on. So unlike roast pork, you're not gonna hear crackles on this one.
Right.
And this boy has been cooked 3/4 way through. Mostly to get rid of the fat, he's gonna finish cook inside of the steamer. All the pieces that are not cooked inside can absorb the flavors from our sauce that's going on top of the bowl. So what we have to do right now, same with the F-Super sugar here. We're gonna have some fun with this one. Oyster flavored sauce has a lot of umami inside of this. Really helps to bring out a lot of the flavor, both seafood as well as meats. Directly to the sugar, we're just gonna use a little bit of hoisin sauce. Not too much, just a little touch. These sauces you do not want to use plenty of. I'm going to use just a touch again of my chili oil inside of here to really spice things up. So I'm not going to add water to this. So So I'm just gonna place it all over the pork, little bit by little bit. You want those nice little grains as well too. Put a little bit more of our sesame seeds, fresh chives.
Oh, that's not for me now.
No, this has to finish off.
That look like I could deal with that right now, then, Chad.
So 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Right, just in time a little bit. All right, switch this boy out here. Now we're gonna toast our bread. Yeah.
Toast up the bread.
Toast
I
up.
forgot what sandwiches we were doing.
Oh, no, you watching that pork more than anything else?
I forgot it was a sandwich that we were doing here. This
All
is
right.
a sandwich show.
So, what we have here, this is a garlic soy butter, regular unsalted butter, Lee Kum Kee soy sauce, and finely minced garlic.
Wow.
Straight
so that's
up.
not just garlic butter, that's garlic soy butter.
Exactly. Before we put the bread, all this lovely juice here from the pork, you know how the Chinese make this really lovely sauce? And that sizzle up, we have our cornstarch slurry,
Right.
which is going to thicken him up. And it's going to get nice and thick. This is what we're just going to drizzle on top afterwards.
Right.
So you just need some bubble and thicken up. Lettuce. I would have brought some of my mustard greens from home for that peppery flavor, but the rain unfortunately did not allow for that today. This has actually got the Japanese cucumber.
Right.
So this actually has a nice little bitterness to it. Resting on nice slices of pork belly on top. Nice big piece there. Just for you, Drew. Just for you. I was slow. Give it a last little turn. But this slow, you just want to make sure to shake off the little extra liquid. Put them up. These are just fresh cherry tomatoes from my garden. Do you want a little spice on this, Joe? Because I bought some very nice peppers that I grew as well. They're a little bit sweet, they're a little bit hot. If you realize this sandwich is a little bit messy, but these are good things about sandwiches. A little green, a little red?
A little green, a little red. Thank you.
All right.
Oh. If this isn't celebrating Asian flavors here in Tobago, I don't know what is. I want to thank the folks at Lee Kum Kee for making this possible. I want to thank Chad Lee Loy of DuckSause. Guys, check out his page. He does regular, lovely menus every week. Delivers in and around the Woodbrook area.
Pork, and more pork.
Should we leave this one for the picture shot?
I could always make another one for you, no?
And make another one for me.
All right.
Make another one for me. We're gonna put a wrap on it, guys. I want to bite into that, but it just looks like I have to go offset, put on an apron, and deal with this.
Asian steamed pork belly sandwich.
The melting pot right here on Cup of Joe. Home sweet home, guys. Try the recipe. Nice, easy dishes. Just get some pork belly, and you can try this one at home. That's gonna do it for today. Hope you try the recipes on Cup of Joe Caribbean. When you see us next, we'll be examining another layer of flavors here on Cup of Joe with our Melting Pot series. Our Melting Pot is brought to you in part by Lee Kum Kee.